Buongiorno a tutti e benvenuti a questa presentazione su vivere e lavorare in Norvegia. Mi chiamo Karoline Kristensen e sono consulente Eures e con me oggi c'è anche la mia collega Kristensen, anche consulente Eures, che vi parlerà di com'è di vivere in Norvegia e dove cominciare se vuoi cercare lavoro qui e anche dove si può trovare maggiori informazioni. E allora do la parola alla mia collega Ingrid che continuerà la presentazione in inglese.
Hello everybody. Let's start with some facts about Norway. Norway is actually quite a big country and even somewhat larger than Italy. Like Italy, we have a very long coastal line and we have about 100,000 islands, fjords, lots of mountains, and also the largest high mountain plateau of Northern Europe. We have, like Italy, also lots of beautiful beaches, but a small detail you just have to know about, the temperature is not the same. But actually, in these pandemic times, it's been increasingly popular to go ice bathing. The small map you see up on the corner is Spitsbergen, the home of ice bears, and also part of Norway. Different colors shows the different regions, and from 2020 we had 11 regions in Norway. The population is about 5.5 million, so there are huge areas where no one lives. The capital, Oslo, has 700,000 inhabitants, and actually most people live in the southern region. The currencies, Norwegian krone, and we have a king, King Harald V. Our Prime Minister is called Erna Solberg. She's the head of the Conservative Party and leads a coalition of 3 parties. She's actually been our Prime Minister for nearly 8 years now. And this fall we will have new elections. So it'll be exciting to see how it goes. Travel restrictions. I'm very sorry to say that there are still very strict travel restrictions upon entering to Norway. We hope that this will ease now as more and more people are getting vaccinated and having the vaccination passports. But as for now, you must be aware of that there are very strict travel restrictions. So coronavirus, infection control for travel and entry quarantine. In general, only foreign nationals who reside in Norway can enter the country with certain exceptions. Guest workers and family members such as grandparents, adult children, parents of adult children, or boyfriend, girlfriend can therefore no longer visit. There is mandatory testing, travel registration, quarantine, and quarantine hotels for those who can travel to Norway. This means that you as an Italian citizen cannot enter into Norway unless you have a specific reason for that. If you're a health worker and having a job in Norway, or a truck driver passing the borders with valuable goods, or taking part in the harvesting, providing food. Otherwise, there are very few groups, foreign nationalities that can enter Norway. This might be subject to change, so please stay updated at the fhi.no, and also you may inform yourself on reopen.euro.eu. So where are the shortages in Norway then? Well, of course, it's within health, like most of other countries in the EU area. It's nurses, and then in particular specialized nurses, doctors, pharmacists, and so on. Actually, for the time being, there is a vacancy on your homepage, the ANPAL in Italy. This will be open a few more days. And bear in mind that health workers need a recognition from helsedirektoratet.no before they are allowed to start working. Most employers require that the health worker has Norwegian skills at level C1 in addition. There is also a need for IT specialists, and they do not necessarily have to know Norwegian on a high level. In some of those cases, it can be enough with only English, the high level. So, more shortages. In general, there is a need for skilled workers like car mechanics, truck mechanics, panel beaters, and also a variety of skilled persons in construction sector. And when the pandemic is over, there will be a need in the service and tourism sector. I'm quite convinced about that. Norway has grown immensely in popularity throughout the years until the pandemic set in. And even in the northern part of Norway, where it's dark during winter time, it's been popular to go there to watch the northern lightning, or go whale watching, or watch the dog sledge race winter time. So when we open again, we expect that there will be a need for cooks, chefs, pizzaiolos, ski instructors, rafting guides, hiking guides, and so on. So where do you look for jobs? And there are lots of homepages for finding jobs. The ones that are listed here are the most essential ones for Norway. Nav and Arbeidsplassen .no are in fact more or less the same. Most of the information here you will find is in Norwegian, but actually if you use the keyword English, you might find quite a lot of information and also vacancies in English language. Finn.no is a private homepage, and of course you have the Eures portal. And some of the vacancies there have a flag attached to it, and that means that then they are in particular in looking for people from other countries. I would advise you also to maybe get in touch with maybe one or two of the recruiting agencies or agency for temporary work. They have a fairly good reputation in Norway, and it's very common that foreigners have their first job through a recruiting agency. If you know anyone in Norway, maybe they could help you. Network and contacts are increasingly important. Those are important to get the job. And then social media, and then of course most of all LinkedIn, but also pages like Facebook and Twitter might be useful. It's also in some professions an idea to get directly in touch with companies in order to present yourself. As already mentioned, you cannot just leave for Norway this month, or maybe not even next month, but you can prepare. You actually have time to prepare now. And why not, if you would like to go for Norway, start by learning the language. And there are actually quite a lot of free online Norwegian courses. And I think most of them I heard are fairly good. And as for a beginner, you might learn quite a lot. When you get into a more advanced level, you might have to pay for some, but for the beginning, these classes are more than good enough. There might be others. So if you try looking to check on Google or other machines, search machines, you might find more. So why not just jump into it? Start by trying to learn the language and inform yourself. Where is a job for me? Where in what part of the country would be interesting? What kind of job would it be? How would it be for me to start to do this? And this homepage, workinnorway.no, is important for you if you have any questions related to social security, taxation issues, how to apply for jobs, living and working conditions, and so on. You might find an answer to it on this homepage. You will be guided directly to the authority that's in charge, Labor Inspection Authority, for instance, or the tax authorities. So this is a very important homepage for everyone thinking to leave for Norway. And the picture you see describes the two most important industries for Norway, the gas and oil sector and the fisheries. As already mentioned, Work in Norway is a very important homepage, but I'd like to highlight also a bit more from regarding employment issues. Norway has a Working Environment Act. That means that employers are required to give you a written employment contract that contains the following information: starting date, working hours, wages, paid when and how often, trial period of notice, and so on. This is very important for you to know about. Most employers are serious and will only help you, but there might be a cowboy that would take advantage of you not knowing the language. So better safe than sorry, as we say. And the Norwegian Labour Inspection Authority has lots of information regarding employment issues and also examples of different contracts, of a work contract, how they should look like. Norway has also a culture for trade unions, so when you find a job you really want to keep, you want to stay in, we advise you to join a union. They have a good reputation and they work fairly close with the employers' organizations and the state. Norway has a national insurance scheme. This means that as a rule, all persons working in Norway are automatically insured. You pay a national insurance contribution through your taxes. As a member of the Norwegian National Insurance Scheme, you may be entitled to benefits such as unemployment benefits, also U1 and U2, sickness benefit, rehabilitation benefit, pensions, child benefit, benefits related to childbirth, and others. Be aware of that you have to earn your rights in Norway, and you mean work your rights in Norway. And now I'd like to show you a short movie on one of these benefits. It's called pappapermisjon. May 17th is our National Day. It's an enormous festive day. It's one of the largest celebration days at all in Norway. And what we actually celebrate is that we managed to get a constitution the 17th of May 1840. Then Norway had been under Denmark, under the rule of Denmark, for more than 400 years. It's a long story, but Denmark was on the wrong side or the losing part of the war, and that small gap, Norway managed to get itself a own constitution of its own. It still took some time before we became a completely independent country. That happened first in 1905. So in the years between 1814 and 1905, we were in union with Sweden, but we had a more free position then. We only shared like the king and foreign minister with Sweden. And actually our king now, King Harald V, is a grandchild of our first king that we had in 1905. The picture you see is from Oslo, and in the background you see the Royal Palace. All the school children of the city are walking in a parade towards the Royal Palace, and on the balcony the royal family is standing and waving with the people. So lots of music, concerts, traditional costumes, and so on. Everyone dresses up in the most nice, wonderful, best clothes they have. It won't be like this year, but I really hope it will look like this next year, and you're more than welcome to come and join us celebrate. We will sing the national hymn at least 12 o'clock this year. Be more low-key this year. So I don't know what you feel like now, if you feel like laughing, crying, maybe you're just bored, or if you feel like screaming. If you do that, please watch this.
E finalmente, sul portale europeo della mobilità professionale c'è una chat online. Eures in Norvegia è disponibile ogni venerdì dalle ore 10 fino alle 13. E qui potete chattare direttamente con un consulente Eures norvegese che cercherà di aiutarvi nel miglior modo possibile e darvi consigli. Speriamo che l'informazione vi ho dato oggi sia utile. Se avete altre domande, potete sempre contattare Eures in Norvegia o nella chat online o per l'email che vedete qui sullo schermo. Vi ringraziamo per l'attenzione e vi auguro una buona giornata e buona fortuna con la ricerca di lavoro. Ci vedremo in Norvegia!